Good morning, everybody. It's Marg from Creative Stamping with Marg. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Alberta, Canada. Today, it is July 11th, Tuesday morning. I have a new card idea, quick and easy. It does use dies, so if you don't have a die cutting machine, these ideas won't quite work for you, but they could be adapted just by using your just by cutting shapes out. You could use this. All right, so basically we're starting with our Stylish Shapes dies. This is them here, and they come circles, squares, and banners. So I have used that for a couple of my cards, and we'll use it this morning for the card that we're doing. It is an easy layout, and if you have a die cutting machine, this is really a quick and easy idea. So we're going to start with a thick basic white card base, which is 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4.25, and it will be a side fold like that. I have chosen the Delightfully Eclectic paper. Again, I used it some of it last week also, but I'll tell you why. Because I have chosen the Zany Zoo paper. That's the paper I wanted to work with, and if you haven't seen this paper, it is so cute. It has all the critters on it. Sorry for the glare. It has all the critters on it. And this is the sheet that I used. I decided to use this sheet. And you'll see I've cut pieces out of it. This is all the animals that are singing or playing a musical instrument. And what I've decided to do with this is take my third from the largest Stylish Shapes die, and it fits around a lot of these guys, and you can cut them out just like that to make them a focal point. So this, and I even cut the bear out, and the bear is really big, but I just wanted just his head and his musical instrument. So I cut out of this paper, and I'll show you the three pieces I ended up cutting out. I cut out the turtle, and I'm not sure, is this a warthog? And the bear. So I thought those would work really cute on just like that. Cute card. I needed a background. Now, all of this paper, the Zany Zoo paper, the reverse side is all black and whites, but I thought if I use the reverse side, then I'm kind of wasting all the little critters. So I thought, do I have black and white paper and anything else? And yes, we do. In the Delightfully Eclectic, we have this sheet of black and white. It reverses over to these pretty flowers. But I thought, ooh, this will work. So I cut this piece 4 by 5.25 just to fit on top of my white card. And then I thought, I can put these guys on, and they kind of stand out now on here. And I thought that looked really cute. So I really like the look of that. Simple, easy layout, 3 focal points, using your Stylish Shapes dies, easy. All right, then I thought, well, I could step it up a little bit by adding color behind each of my circles. So I looked at the turtle, and I cut out a piece of Granny Apple Green and put them there, like that. And the bear, I decided to use Pool Party for him. And, oh, I'm sorry, the circle from this, I cut the circles out using my 2 3/8 inch circle punch. So that's where I got the bigger circle. You could use the next Stylish Shape die if you wanted, but it was a bit bigger. And I thought, oh, it takes up too much real estate on my card. So there's that one. And then this fellow, I used Petal Pink. And so I thought, there we go. That steps it up a little bit more, brings makes them stand out a little bit more. I thought that looked great. So that's it. That's the layout. Of course, you can arrange it any way you want. Then I had a greeting, and I used the banner die from the Stylish Shapes, and from Irresistible Blooms, I used this greeting, Hooray, It's Your Day, and stamped it on there and cut it out, and I thought it could be laid anywhere you wanted. So that is it. And I will show you a couple of other layouts of cards that I used using different shapes, because of course look at all the different shapes we've got, so you can see there's squares. I did use squares on another card, so I will show you how I did that. All right, let's get this card together. So easy to put it together. You're going to glue your designer series paper onto the front of your card, and I'm going to use my liquid Tombow glue, my favorite. If I can get it going this morning. I haven't been crafting yet today, so I haven't had my glue working, but we'll see if I can get it to go. There we go. Well, maybe. It's funny how this glue plugs up no matter how you leave it. And I leave it on its, I always leave it standing up this way, and I'm wondering maybe I should leave it lying on its side and it wouldn't do that, but I'm not sure. All right, so we'll get that glued on. It doesn't really matter which way you put this paper, it's the same either way, just the way it looks. Move our guys out of the way. All right, we'll get this on here evenly on the front. Try to get your edges nice and even. Okay, there we go. Then let's glue our critters on. And again, you can glue them, you could offset them if you want. I just think that might take up too much space, so I'm going to put them on evenly onto the circles. So a little bit of glue and center them on your circles, just like that. I hope everybody got in on the designer series paper sale. That's where I got a lot of my paper when Stampin' Up! Put it on sale. That's a really great time to do that, and you can stock up. Sorry, my glue is not cooperating with me today. I will have to try an experiment and leave it lying on its side and see if that makes it work, whoopsie, a little easier, because sometimes I know it gets a little plugged up and you have to get rid of that little plug out of there, but it is frustrating when you go to use it. All right, so there's our guys. Now, big decision on how to arrange them. I noticed that the turtle and the warthog are both facing to the left, so I kind of wanted them separated, but I don't know. And the bear is facing the other way, and I thought, well, can we overlap them like that? And then I've got to decide where I want to put my, yeah, I got to decide where I want to put my greeting. Let's see. If I put my guys over like this, I kind of like to put the greeting here. It kind of almost looks like the turtle is saying it. So I think that's the way I'm going to do it. And I'm wondering, do I want to pop any of these up on dimensionals? You don't have to, that's for sure. You know, but we can. I could put those two down and pop the turtle up like he's the star of the show. Maybe that's what I'll do. So I'm going to put this guy down first, just glue him down. No, I'm telling you, this glue is just not going to cooperate with me today. It really is a problem. There we go, got it. Maybe while I've got the glue flowing, I better get glue on it. The two guys that I'm going to glue right down. Yeah, you see it's just not coming out again. Might have to get a new bottle of glue here. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay. Got glue on those two. I'm going to start with this guy, and I'm going to put him over kind of right in the corner. And they can overlap your designer series paper. Just make sure they don't go off the side of your card. And then I'm going to put this guy over here like this. All right, and I'm going to use some dimensionals on our turtle. I think I'll use 3 dimensionals on him, like that. Peel the backings off. put him singing his heart out. Just want to see how I want my, yep, I think that's good. I don't want him exactly the same as the warthog, so let's move him over a little bit. There. Now, when I'm going to put my greeting on, I'm going to put just one dimensional on this side and glue on this part so that he'll be the same, on the same level as my turtle. So there, one dimensional and a little bit of glue, just like that. And I'm going to put that right up there like that. Does that look straight? Let me just have a quick look at it. That looks good. All right, so there is a quick and easy layout using your die cuts. Now on the inside of this card, because it is thick basic white, I decided I would just cut an extra strip of this paper to put it on the inside. I don't need an extra piece of white for the inside of this one. So I will just put a little bit of glue on my strip. This is a 3/4 of an inch strip. There we go. That just adds something to the inside. And I'm thinking this will probably be a birthday card for someone. So I will probably stamp happy birthday in the inside, but I haven't done that yet. All right, and as far as embellishing it, I'm thinking it's going to go to a child or a boy. So I pulled out 2022-2024 in color pearls. And I know these are Parakeet Party, but I thought they might kind of go with the Granny Apple Green. So I thought I will just put, this guy's falling off, so I'm going to get him. A few of these, and I thought they might stand out on this. Maybe I'll put them inside of those little shapes that look kind of like macaroni noodles to me. So I will put on 3 of these. If I can get a hold of this guy, come on. Where do I want this? Down here, like that. Just to give it a little something, but I didn't want it to look girly, you know, no ribbon, anything like that. So there we go. That added to it. And the inside's like this. And I cut an extra piece of paper for my envelope. So I thought that would be ready to go. So I will go ahead and glue that on my envelope flap. So there was no stamping except for the greeting on this card. So it's very quick. And you can see how easy it was for me to cut those circles out of the designer series paper. That worked out really easily. So, you know, you can look at your designer series paper and see that there's an opportunity for that. Definitely, I'm going to have to get myself another glue because this guy is just really causing me problems today. All right. Good thing we're done. All right, so this piece of designer series paper is 2.5 by 6. And I just put it on like that onto the flap of my envelope and then just trim it off by following the envelope here and go around. Just like that. I do not have this Zany Zoo stamp set yet, but if you had the stamp set, of course, you could stamp one of the characters on the front of your envelope. And when I get the Zany Zoo stamp set, I probably will do that because that would decorate the front of it and give your recipient an idea what they're getting inside. But I think that turned out really cute and it's very quick to do. We have lots of designer series paper that you could cut out pieces of like that. All right, I will show you what I did. Another 2 samples. This one is very simple. I'll move these off to the side. This one is very simple. I used the Something Fancy die, and it has this hexagon die in it. So I used that shape, And I used the Bright and Beautiful Designer Series paper. That's the one that has all the balloons and everything on it. And I cut out different pieces of the Designer Series paper using this die. And then I just fit them together on the front of my card. I also used some cardstock pieces, Misty Moonlight, Lemon Lime Twist, and Berry Burst, because those are the colors that go. And I just fitted them together right onto this Lemon Lolly card base. So this one was really simple. There was nothing extra done to this. I think you would probably call that a simple stamping card for sure. And the thank you came out of something fancy. And I just stamped it in the Lemon Lime Twist 4 times down the side. There's no embellishments on this one. And then I just put an extra strip of paper on the inside. So that's a really easy one, but there's a different shape. And the nice thing about our dies, I find that I can cut probably 3 pieces of DSP at the same time. So you just line 3 sheets of DSP up and put this on top and it'll cut through that, mini layers. I find with the cardstock, I only get 2 layers that are cut out nicely. But I know it takes a little while to cut these out because there are so many and there's only 1 die. But that was kind of a fun one. And you can arrange that in any configuration that you want. It turns out really nice. So that was a different one that I did. Then back to the Stylish Shapes dies, I used the square. Well, I actually used 2 squares. I used this one and this one, but the little one, I again used that Delightfully Eclectic paper, and I picked out the bubble bath pieces that we had. So there was some different designs, and I used this square, and I cut 3 different ones out. And then I used the next size square, and I cut 1 big white piece out to go behind that to make this one the focal point. And I used, I did emboss this piece of green. I'm trying to think the color of green that it is. And I used the bow punch to cut these out of Bubble Bath and white. And I used the double oval punch, and I cut out my greeting with the scalloped part of the double oval punch. And the greeting came from Nature's Prints. So you just have to find something that'll fit in your punch or your die. And that one fit perfectly, a heartfelt thank you. And I just, I used some twine from our Baker's Essential Pack, the white twine to tie a bow. These ones are glued right down. This one is up on dimensionals just to give it some dimension. And then I used some sequins. And on the inside, this is on a thick basic white card base. So again, I don't add another piece. I just chose one of the papers that I used and put a strip in. So that one finished off that way. So this was using the squares out of the Stylish Shapes. So the squares and the circles, and then I used the hexagons out of something fancy. So those are my quick and easy cards today. Again, look at your Designer Series paper and see what you've got, because this worked perfectly. And that whole package of paper has all the different characters on it that I think would work just great for it. You could have used the squares for it if you'd wanted. Anyway, that all worked out great. And I like how by adding the cardstock behind, it really brought those pieces out. And same with this, by adding an extra piece of cardstock behind this square, it made that the focal point. This is Garden Green. Sorry, I couldn't think of the name of the green. Garden Green, and I had embossed that layer just to, again, give it some extra. So that's my quick and easy layouts for today. I hope you enjoyed that, everybody. Hope you're having a good week. If you enjoy the video, give me a thumbs up. I sure appreciate it. And you can subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any of my Tuesday morning videos that I do. All right. Hope everybody has a good week. See you next Tuesday.